Hey guys, welcome back to the video. I hope you all are doing great. And today's video is the video of the neural network NPL series video. And guess what? Today's video is the only individual video of the series. So it's the first ever time. Like in the series, we're having only just one video because I'm going to cover everything in just one video totally, so you will be getting to know all those things in a short way, in a best way. And if you have not watched the deep learning videos, the series, I will leave the link in the description. Make sure you go check out the deep learning series, get to know how all about this, how deep learning works, all those things. Because once deep learning thing you get to know, and this video of this neural network, it's done. As soon as this is done, you will be getting the advanced virtual assistant video or the series. Totally, you'll be getting it. So get ready for that. And as I mentioned, there is a demo video, a surprise demo video that's coming. So stay tuned for that. And today's video, without wasting more time, let's get straight into the video. So finally, guys, we have the neural network series video, NPL, natural processing language. We'll be learning everything in just one video, the first ever time, just in one video in a series in our channel. So we'll be learning all of those. So let's start our neural network, the NN and the NPL video, right? So first, let's get to know how this neural network was formed, right? That's the main thing. So how is this formed? So neural network is formed on the basis of deep learning, right? And deep learning is the subfield of machine learning. Now, if you watched the video of the deep learning, the part 2 and the part 1 itself, I've explained a little bit about these things, where I explained a little bit about machine learning and deep learning. Now, if you see, machine learning has some limitations, and based on those limitations, our deep learning came and rescued it. And if you see, deep learning, the whole thing is the basis or the subfield of machine learning, right? That's the main thing right there. And if you talk about neural network, natural processing language, it is formed on the basis of deep learning. Now, how is this formed? How does this things work? Is it the same of the structure we saw in the deep learning part, mainly the part 2 and the part 3? We saw the structure, right? The deep learning, the artificial neuron which we created. Is it the same? Yes, the answer is the same, because it's based on the deep learning, the neural network and the natural processing language. So that is based on this. So if you see, some or the other way, it is kind of the similar itself. It's not that difficult if you see. So now let's see how does this neural network work, right? That's the main thing. How does this neural network work? As I mentioned, is it the same like how deep learning structure is? Like how we have created the artificial neuron for the deep learning. Is it the same way in neural network and natural processing language? And the answer is yes. Now let's see with the diagram. It will be much more easier. So this is a simple diagram, an example diagram. It will be much more easier to understand. So let me bring my mouse right here. Yeah. So if you see, as this structure is kind of similar to the structure we saw in the deep learning series video, the part 2 and the part 3 video. Now here I've already mentioned it, each thing what it represents. So similarly you will be able to understand what the main thing is, right? That's the main thing. So if you see, the first layer is basically the input layer. And if you remember in our artificial neuron which we have spoken about in the deep learning video, it also has an input layer or the input statement where there was x1, x2, x3, and then you had the weights, right? The weights which you assign according to it. So the weights, those things are basically the input layer. Then we have the hidden layer. If you have seen the part 3, the deep learning video, we have explained about how this hidden layer works. Basically, if you have not seen in the video, I'll just explain it in short. So this is the input layer. Now in the input layer, you basically give the input, right? Now what happens to the input? The data what you're given to the hidden layer, or the information that you have provided, the data that you have provided, mainly for the activation function, what we have spoken about, the transfer function, all those things, what is spoken about. from the data what is available right here, it's going to check if it is matching. Now, if you remember, we have taken example of dogs and cats, right? Now, let's assume the same example right here. Now, this input layer is actually our dogs and cats. We have provided the pictures of dogs and cats. And then it goes to this hidden layer where there are all the data of the size of the dog, the ears, the nose, the shape, all these things, all which are required data we have provided right here, mainly in this layer, right? Now what will happen if it matches with the hidden layer, it goes forward, or else it comes back, it comes back and goes. Basically the same procedure is repeated until unless you finally get an output, right? If you have seen the video, it's the same thing what I'm explaining right here. Basically you provide the input, it will check if the data is matching or not, and if the data is matching, it will move forward and give you the output. If not, it's going to come back, check again. If it is not matching again, it's again going to repeat. So it's kind of like a loop which is going to happen again and again if the whole thing is not matching according to the way it is. Once you have got, now see, we have put an arrow right here. Now let's suppose this input was given, the hidden layer accepted the input, it is checking if the data is according to it, it's matching to it, and it's matching to it, it moved forward. Now again it started checking here, it not match. Okay, that's why I've not put an arrow directly right here. So what we can assume that it came to this layer again, this part of the layer. So it again checked if the data is correct or not. It found that it was correct. So it moved to the next layer. And if you see the layer, in this layer again, the whatever data we have provided, whatever transfer function, the activation function, the weights, whatever we have assigned, if it is correct, if it is matching right here, the whole thing right here, then it's going to go to the output, mainly here. And then we are going to get the output. That's basically our output layer. And similarly, this is what we spoke about neural network. Now we're talking about natural processing language. So similarly, whatever we type, whatever we text, that's the input layer, right? Now, for example, you are sending a text in, or you're searching in Google, what is the meaning of neural network? So when you're typing what is the meaning right here, this is the input layer. Immediately this input is being transferred to the hidden layer which Google has assigned. The Google, whatever search engine has been assigned, whatever data they have provided here, it's going to go to this immediately, and it's going to go to all those suggestions whatever is provided. So let's assume these are the suggestions that are being provided by the Google, and once the suggestions are being matching to it, like for example, what is neural, and then the network, you have not written network, okay? So what's going to happen when you type neural, what is neural? Immediately it's going to check if this is correct, if is the network going to come. Immediately once the hidden layer accepts that these are correct, it's recognized, it's going to give you the output. Network is going to be the next word that's going to be appearing, and it's going to give you the suggestion. So that's the similar way how neural network and NPL is working. It's just similar like how it is in the deep learning also. It's not that different. It's the same. If you watch that video, that's why I'm telling you, if you have not watched the videos, the series, the link is there in the description. Make sure you check out. It'll be easier for you. So I hope you understood this whole structure of this, how this neural network works. I've given it in the best and the simplest example as possible. So if you have not understood this whole structure how it works, just rewind the video or just go a little back and you will be able to understand it. So now let's move forward and see what next is there in our whole neural network and natural processing language, right? So the next one is, which will be coming to the end of the video. Now I know the video is short, and yes, it's going to be short because you have already studied of how this deep learning works. It's going to be easier for neural network anyways. So yeah, so this is going to be bringing us to the last but not the least. But yeah, anyways, we need to see where all is neural network used or natural processing language used. So when we spoke about natural processing language, the structure itself, we told the example of Google search engine, right? Then we have WhatsApp. When you're texting someone, like how are you? Suppose you've written how are, and then you is suggested by the AI or the whole system what WhatsApp has provided, right? So that itself is an example of natural processing language with neural network, right? Apart from that, we have the facial recognition. If you're seeing the image right there, the one who's holding the photo. So this is the facial recognition, which is frequently that is being used in neural network, right? So facial recognition. Now let's think about how this happens. Like how is the AI able to recognize the face? That is the main thing, right? We understood like the whole structure. This whole structure we understood. But how does this happen? That's the main thing, right? So let's understand how this facial recognition is possible. Now I'll go back to the same image right here, so it will be better, you'll be able to understand it better. And I'll bring my mouse right here. Okay. So if you see the facial, let's talk about the facial recognition. Now if you see this, the facial recognition, the whole system is like this. Okay, assume it is the system. Now first what's going to happen is, anyways the user is going to give the input. Maybe his face is going to show in the camera. Let's assume this is the camera somewhere, and it's going to take the input. Now what is going to happen in the hidden layer? The system who's assigned it, maybe let's assume Google, we have taken Google. So let's assume Google. Okay, Google has assigned the hidden layer, the structure, everything, weights, all those things, everything, activation function, everything. It has been transfer function, everything has been assigned by Google. Now what has it assigned? That's the main thing, right, in the facial recognition. So in this whole system, it has assigned the background removal. So the first thing what it's going to do in the hidden layer is, it's going to remove the background. Okay, once it's going to remove the background in the hidden layer, the first layer, after that, then what it's going to do is, it's going to measure the facial size. It's going to check the nose length and the facial length, whatever, like eyes, all those things, what and all are required. It's going to check in the hidden layer, and based on the data that has been given, or whatever that is being given right here, let's assume there was a guy and he is standing in front of the camera. He takes the input, it gives the input, the photo, it has been taken, the photo background is removed, and from with the image which does not have the background, what it's going to do is, the image is going to be it's going to be checked, if it's going to be checking if there's recognition, like is the nose matching to the data, is the eyes matching to it, is the hair, the color, everything is going to match, it all the data. Once this whole system matches all the things, everything is done, it's going to give you the output, right? So that's basically how your facial recognition happens. That's how this whole facial recognition system works, and I've explained it in the simple and the best way. I hope you understood this. And the other example we have is the forecasting. So basically forecasting, the best example I can give you is the one which we have already done, stock market prediction. Yeah, that itself is an example of neural network, the whole thing. So these are the examples of neural network. NPL, anyways, we spoke about the Google search engine, WhatsApp we spoke about. So this is how neural network and NPL works. Now talking about AI, the virtual assistant we are going to do, it has a huge role. The best example I'll give you is the listening function, the voice function, the recognition, basically the speech recognition package which we have added. That itself is a neural network. You can assume that. So speech recognition, the voice, what it gives, the voice that has taken input. Maybe you say open YouTube. So that itself, the whole system what we build itself is like a neural network, right? That's whole network. The natural processing language, it understands. That's what user is telling. So that's the example of how we are going to do our advanced virtual assistant. Don't worry, we'll be starting the series very soon. Anyways, we finish the series, and that will be bringing us to the end of this video, the series. Natural processing language, neural network is done, deep learning is done. The only thing is pending is our advanced virtual assistant series. And don't worry about machine learning. Machine learning will be bringing, as we have already spoken about machine learning and the deep learning, it's much more easier. So we'll be talking in a deep about machine learning later in the future, but currently we're going to do our advanced virtual assistant, and it will make us easy to understand machine learning also, because when we practice something, it is much more easier to understand, right? So we have done all the things. So stay tuned for that video which I told you. We are having a demo video where we'll be discussing about all of this. I'll be showing how the features, and guess what? More than 40 features are there in our advanced virtual assistant. It could be the same. It could be the same. But the features, the things what we have had added to this, which we had before and now what we're having is totally different. Just stay tuned for that. I'll just tell that. It's because I'm excited for that. I'm sure you guys are also excited now. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. To the people who have already done, thank you so much. And if you have any friends who are interested in neural network, how they want to learn about if they're interested and they're also interested in making advanced virtual assistant, make sure you share this video to them. Let them also watch this whole video and get to know all these things. Anyways guys, thank you for watching the video. Happy coding. Stay tuned for the next videos. Till then, take care, stay safe, have a great day. Bye guys.